That's not the Steelers' design.
That's just an odd jersey.
Wait, he's not the only one wearing that.
No, of course, but it is a weird-looking jersey. It's not just like,
this is our first reaction to
I
it.
bet you he thought that, too. I bet you it
Like,
was.
Those other jerseys,
what
the contact jerseys look sicker.
What do you have me wearing?
This looks funky. The quarterback jerseys for Pittsburgh look weird. Maybe that's been the problem.
He's like, I don't want to wear this yellow jersey.
Team
Small
player, though.
8 on it.
Team guy.
It is interesting. All right, more on that, obviously. Meanwhile, did Denzel Clark just make the catch of the year, or the catch of the decade, or the catch of the century, or the best catch in Major League Baseball history? Chris Broussard has a list.
Bruce got a list?
Yeah, I'm
I got a list, baby.
And finally, a special finals edition of the friendliest segment in all sports. It's the swan song for King of the Hill. The final King of the Hill,
maybe.
probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
maybe not.
Also,
You picked the Pacers.
I'm just saying
You
maybe
didn't
I'm
pick
putting
them
it
with
out.
your heart. This is odd. The Pacers are in my heart.
Yes.
But you picked them.
Yeah, they're not
You
in my
don't
heart.
think they're going to. You clearly
Well,
think that. You think
technically,
it's going to be over before the next.
Well, either
How many
one
games
could.
go?
Either
but
team
he's
technically.
He's not thinking Pacers in 5. I guarantee
I
that.
don't know what I'm up to. Alongside Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, I'm Kevin Wiles. We're starting the show. We're starting with a long graphic and a major addition to minicamp for the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers making his Steelers debut in a white jersey with yellow sleeves and a little number 8 on it. We also got to look at.
He looks good, though.
Describe. You ever listen to sports on the radio? The teal jerseys with the names on the back.
Going left. Got to look at his contract incentives via Spot Rack. Looks like this. So he's got almost $14 million contract. That's good. Playoff berth gets him $500,000. Wild card win, $600K. Increases up to there until you get to Super Bowl win, which is $1.5 million, and a league MVP $1.5 million. That's pretty nice. So we're going to be optimistic here. Well, maybe
Don't
that's
say what we're gonna be.
I'm going to put out an optimistic question. What's a successful season in your mind for Aaron Rodgers?
Win a playoff game. For him and for the franchise, that's what success would be. So for him personally, and this is one of those things that I seem to care about, and I don't know that anybody else does, because I've mentioned it probably 5 times, and I haven't heard anyone else in sports media in the last year mention it once.
Keep fishing. This is going to catch on.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but it just is relevant to me.
Take of the year.
No, it's not even a take. It's just a fact.
Okay.
That none of the other all-time great quarterbacks went out like this. Like, I know it doesn't resonate with Brew the way it resonates to me, but if he doesn't win a playoff game this year, he will have gone the final 5 years of his career without a playoff victory. That's not nothing. And it's especially not nothing when you look at literally all the other guys who are contemporary, who we consider, top 10 type of guys. Not only did they not go 5 years without winning a playoff game, most of them in their last 5 years made a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl or at least were in a conference championship game. And so not all of them, but all of them at least did, did have a playoff moment. So that's what it would be for him. And then the Steelers are getting in the Aaron Rodgers business to get off of these 2 graphics. The drought graphics that are unbecoming for any franchise, much less a franchise such as the Steelers. Longest active playoff losing streak. No other teams are at 4. The Dolphins are at 6, which is why Wild's putting Mike McDaniel in the hot seat today off the air, bonus show.
Yeah, stay tuned for the bonus.
You've been hitting at that, though.
And then, so they're tied for the longest in that regard. And then longest years without a playoff win. So the Dolphins are at 24 years,
That's
which
insane.
is, that is insane. The Raiders, who have moved cities. The Bears, who can't figure out quarterback until Caleb. The Jets, who are just a dysfunctional franchise. The Broncos, who, in their defense, their last playoff win was a Super Bowl that they won, and they had made the Super Bowl a couple years before. The Panthers, who their last playoff win was right after going to a Super Bowl. The Cardinals, who are the Cardinals, who I think their last playoff win was to get to a Super Bowl. And then the Steelers, who once upon a time were one of the Mount Rushmore franchises in NFL history. So to me, Brew, for both of them, what success would be is getting to the playoffs and winning a game. That is, anything short of that will not be successful.
Well, let me address, first of all, what you said about him not getting a playoff win the last 5 years if they don't do it this year. Rodgers, for all his greatness, and he's in that top 5 conversation, I guess, he's not known for winning.
No.
Let's just keep it real. He's like Dan Marino. His numbers weren't that gaudy, but with a Super Bowl ring. You know, and so you've got the guys, Brady, Mahomes, you know, they're known for just individual greatness too, but Brady, Mahomes, Montana, Bradshaw, some guys are known for winners, being winners and winning, and he's not, like, he hasn't made the Super Bowl in what, 15 years or so? Like, we know, even in his MVP years, even in years where you thought they could win the Super Bowl, he hasn't gotten it done. So I think he's like, I don't think anybody bats an eye at, oh, he didn't win a playoff game his last 5 years. Well, he didn't win a ton of playoff games, you know, over the last several years, you know. So I think that's kind of the bucket that he's in. I'll say this too, I'm impressed with him taking this contract. Like, that does make me think, wow, he's really saying it's all about the game. Like, I'm impressed. I give him credit. He could have, I would think he could have held out and demanded $20 million, $25 million, maybe $30. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it does, and it does, to credit for that, it does validate what he told McAfee. Which is, he said, he goes, I told him I'll play for 10, and I know there's 13 and a half, but it's 10 guaranteed. It's within the margin of error.
Me.
Yeah,
that he's not. He obviously doesn't need money, and it's not a money grab.
Just real world. It's still $10 million.
I tend to agree with you, but I will say if they make the playoffs and he plays well, and now his numbers last year, you look at 20, I know the advanced numbers, analytic numbers look bad, but 28 touchdowns, 11 picks is not horrible by any stretch. If he throws 30 touchdowns and single-digit interceptions, they win 10 or 11 games and get to the playoffs and lose, like, that could go down to me as a successful season.
But isn't that exactly what they did last year?
Yeah, but if he plays well enough where either the Steelers or another team looks at him like, oh, he's got some stuff left. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the Steelers like, we'll sign up for this for one more year because he looked good. That would be a success for him and, in a sense, them. But I get what you're saying because, they want to win a playoff game finally, right? But I do think they're like, I'll be impressed if they make the playoffs.
But they really, I know they do that. They did it with Fields
him.
And
I'm
Russ.
more thinking him because I'm kind of down on him because of what happened with the Jets last year. If he gets them to the playoffs, I'm picking them not to make the playoffs, not to have a winning record. Then I will be impressed with that. And if he looks good doing it, then he could, it could be a successful individual year.
I know we talked about it at the top of the show. Dusty, can you run the footage again just because we haven't seen Aaron Rodgers moving around outside of like podcast sets? As the editor-in-chief of Hobble Watch monthly and weekly is the digital version.
Walking Boot Weekly. It's your own, come on, man.
We folded that.
Okay, sorry.
He does look good here.
Okay.
What are you saying? Okay. I mean,
wait,
he looks
are
good.
You serious?
Aiden Hutchinson came out and you were like, one leg is bigger than the other. I'm saying he looks good here. He's moving around.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he is serious.
100. I don't like the jersey.
He looks fine.
He looks good.
What's looking good?
I mean, he doesn't look bad.
He's not hobbled.
Then he's looking.
He's not limping.
Exactly. The guy was on the cover of Hobble Watch.
Yeah.
Now he's looking good. He's moving around okay.
All right.
You don't think he's looking good?
This is what I take away. He looks fine.
He looks good.
fine.
Look at this move. One this way and that way.
He looks
good.
fine. What I like, and maybe I'm overstating it, maybe I'm just putting something on the Jets that wasn't there. I just felt like when we saw him at Jets practice, it was like everybody else, the Jets players and coaches were like bowing at the throne of Aaron.
I think you are projecting.
Now he's just one of 53 or however many guys they got there. And I like that.
Listen,
Am I projecting?
I think you're projecting
You think
a
I'm
bit.
projecting?
That they were staring at him.
It was the Aaron Rodgers show every day at practice.
Okay, well,
this is just.
It's cool that
He's
like,
our quarterback.
guys, that didn't cross my
Right,
mind.
you
Like,
get
guys
what I'm
aren't
saying?
looking at it.
Right. Nobody's like.
It's true. These guys are like, who's over there? 26. It's like,
We
who's that?
always saw I can't even remember the
Robert
quarterback
Sal-
that was the
Zach
draft.
Wilson?
Yeah, we always saw Zach like just looking at Aaron and taking everything in, and I mean
This is good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's our quarterback. That's it.
Okay, so I get ridiculed for saying that he looks good
I wanna
mobility-wise,
ridicule you both.
and you're like, I like that number 7 to the 35's not staring at.
Don't think that didn't cross your mind. You gotta be honest.
For
It
the record,
crossed
Wilds,
your. It
I
even
wanna
crossed Nick's
ridicule
mind.
you
He
both.
won't admit it.
No, I think that's.
I have real stats.
You guys know, Brew, you know how much I respect you, and KW, you know how much I like you. Neither one of those takes crossed my mind at all. But that's
You rolled on a
what it
take
is.
that won't. It's not hitting.
I don't know.
You're like, I gotta take that no one cares
Yeah,
about
right,
for the
right.
5th time.
He's trying.
And you're like, gee whiz,
he's trying to get it.
This
into
isn't
the-
resonating. But here's the thing, guys. Like,
He's trying to make it stick. Somebody, Orlowski, somebody, pick this up, please, pick it up.
someone think this is interesting. That guy from Nesson, like Brady. Okay, sorry.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed that.
So stupid. All right, as for the rest of the league's quarterbacks.
It's about to get hot.
All right, Chris Sims releasing his annual QB countdown. And good
Speaking of
news.